Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something huge in the world of artificial intelligence. It's this question: how do you actually take one of those brilliant AI models from a data scientist notebook and turn it into a real, solid product that people can actually use in the real world? Okay, let's just start right here, because this quote nails it. You can build the most powerful, most accurate model anyone has ever seen. But if it's just sitting on a laptop somewhere, it's basically worthless. The real magic, the real value, happens when you get it out there, into production, where it can do its job reliably, securely, and for potentially millions of users. And that's exactly the journey we're going to explore. This massive leap from a cool experiment to a live, breathing application. This is the chasm that separates AI that's just a proof of concept from AI that's truly enterprise-grade. So here's the thing you've got to understand. Modern AI isn't just about the fun part of training a model. It's a whole operational discipline. We're talking about deploying it, constantly monitoring it to make sure it's not going off the rails, scaling it up to handle traffic, and governing the whole thing so it's safe and compliant. And this right here is where MLOps and its new cousin, LLMOps, enter the picture. So what are these things really? MLOps, LLMOps. Let's break them down, see what they have in common, and maybe more importantly, what makes them totally different, especially now, in the age of these giant language models. Okay, so the best way to get your head around MLOps is to think about something you might already know: DevOps from the software world. It's pretty much the same idea, just applied to machine learning. The goal is to automate the entire lifecycle, from building to testing to deploying, to make everything faster, more reliable, and just way more repeatable. All right, now this is where things get really interesting. With traditional MLOps, you're often dealing with nice, clean, structured data, right? And you're monitoring for stuff like accuracy. But with LLMOps, oh man, the game completely changes. The data is messy, unstructured text, and these things called embeddings, which are just fancy numerical ways of representing language. Serving the model isn't a simple prediction. It's usually a whole chat interface. And look at monitoring. This is huge. You're not just checking if an answer is right or wrong. You have to watch out for hallucinations. When a model confidently tells you something that's just flat out wrong. And you got to check for toxicity. The whole pipeline is different too, needing special prompt stores and vector stores to handle all that complexity. It's a whole new ballgame. Okay, so whether we're talking classic MLOps or this new LLMOps flavor, there's a kind of standard playbook, a blueprint for getting from that first bit of raw data all the way to a model running in production. Let's walk through it. So it all kicks off with data ingestion, which is just grabbing all the raw data from wherever it lives. Then, that data gets processed and put into a feature store. Now think of this like a shared pantry for data scientists. It's full of high-quality, pre-made ingredients or features that anyone can use, ensuring everyone's building from the same consistent stuff. Then you get to the part everyone knows: model training. After that, you've got deployment, which is pushing the model out so people can actually use it through an API. And finally, and this part never stops, is monitoring, where you're constantly watching to make sure the model is still performing well out in the real world. And this is perfect, because it shows you how those abstract steps connect to real tools you can actually use. For getting data in, you might use something like Kafka. For the training itself, a big platform like SageMaker or Vertex AI. And for monitoring, a tool like MLflow. You see, every stage has a whole ecosystem of tools built just for it. Speaking of tools, let's get to the main event, the big showdown. How do the three cloud giants, AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure, handle all of this? How do their MLOps platforms stack up against each other? First up, we've got the giant in the room, AWS, and their platform SageMaker. The story here is pretty simple. If your company lives and breathes AWS, SageMaker is built to be the go-to, deeply integrated, native solution for everything you need to do with machine learning. And this SageMaker ecosystem is, well, it's massive. They've got the whole shebang. SageMaker Studio is your central command center. You get that dedicated feature store we talked about, pipelines to automate your workflows, and endpoints to serve up your models. It's a complete end-to-end toolkit. All right, next, let's talk about Google Cloud and their player in this game, Vertex AI. Google pitches this as an AI-first platform. Their whole philosophy is about giving you one single unified place for your entire ML workflow, trying to make the whole process as smooth and simple as possible. So what's Vertex AI's whole deal? It's really all about ease of use. It has AutoML built right in, so even people who aren't machine learning experts can build models. And its tight integration with BigQuery is a huge, huge win if your company's data is already sitting in Google's data warehouse. And rounding out our big three, of course, is Microsoft with Azure Machine Learning. Now, Microsoft has always been strong in the enterprise world, and their AI platform is no exception. For them, it's all about governance, security, and building tools that work for really big, complex organizations. And you can really see that enterprise focus when you look at their toolkit. You've got Azure ML Studio as the main workspace, a really deep integration with Spark through Synapse ML, and they have this thing called the Onyx runtime for speeding up models, which is super important when you're operating at a massive scale. Okay, so we've talked about the platforms, the theory, but where's the proof? How is this stuff actually being used out there in the wild by companies you've definitely heard of? This is where it gets real. You know when Airbnb subjects a price for your listing? That's MLOps, and they're doing it on AWS. When Spotify creates that Discover Weekly playlist that just gets you, that's MLOps on Google Cloud. Pfizer is using Azure to accelerate drug discovery. Uber is using a whole mix of platforms to figure out your ETA. This stuff isn't theory. It's the engine running under the hood of services you probably use every single day. Okay, so let's boil it all down. What are the big takeaways here? If you're an AWS shop through and through, SageMaker is probably your best bet. If you want a super streamlined AI-focused platform, check out Vertex AI. If security and enterprise governance are your absolute top priorities, Azure ML is built for you. And remember, keep your eye on LMOps, because it's quickly becoming the next big thing in this space. And that really brings us to a final big question. As AI models stop being side projects and start becoming the actual backbone of businesses, the ability to build, deploy, and manage them well becomes mission critical. So is mastering this stuff, MOOps, LMOOps, maybe the single most important technical skill of the next decade? I'll let you think about that one. Thanks so much for watching.